Hi everybody and welcome back to 2BeLikeChrist. In today's video, being a single Christian and not wasting your singleness. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to talk about the advantages of being a Christian single. Now, being a Christian and being single kind of gets a bad rap. If you spend any time on Facebook or YouTube or Instagram or on blogs, all the time you're hearing people kind of moaning about their singleness, saying, I'm waiting for my Boaz to come along and to rescue me. Waiting, I'm in a season of waiting, and the Lord is going to give me the person who I'm meant to be with so I can go out and serve Him. And all the old ladies come up to you at church and they're like, sweetie, when are you going to get married? Even in our modern church culture, there's some somewhat negative connotations about being single still. You're often not thought of as being ready to take a leadership role. You may be thought of as not having as rounded a perspective as you need to because you can't reach out to those married people on the same level. In my personal experience, I went to 2 years of biblical education at a school, and it was designed to help us to become preachers, pulpit preachers when we got out. But there's even some congregations, many, I dare say, that will not even consider hiring someone who isn't married. Paul wasn't married. And while marriage certainly is a great thing, and it's a display of the covenant of Christ to the church, to the world, there are advantages being married, but there are also advantages, God-glorifying advantages, to being single. And a lot of times, those don't get talked about nearly as much. And so that's what this video is about. Being a single Christian, even a single Christian for your entire life, to devote your singleness and your time to the Lord is spoken of very highly by both Paul and Jesus. So don't ever let anybody tell you that being single is somehow less than being married. The number one advantage to being a single Christian is your time. Paul talks about those who aren't married aren't devoted to a wife. They have all the time in the world to devote themselves to the Lord. The second one is that you have unique opportunities for ministry when you're single that you don't have when you're married. Here's an example. Maybe you want to take a job out in the middle of a nowhere country, West Virginia congregation. And that congregation's so small that they don't have enough money to pay a full-time preacher and to support a whole family and pay health insurance and all those things. As a single person, you require a lot less money, and so you would be able to step in and fulfill or fill that role. Another example, you might want to move to Tanzania and live in a mud hut and minister to people who have never heard about Jesus and who are dirt poor. That might be an opportunity for someone who's single and may not be for someone who's married, because it might be a little bit difficult to drag your wife and your 3 children out into the middle of Africa and live in the mud and live in poverty to minister to the poor. But as a single person, why not? Number 3 is that you can be as generous as you want with your money. If it's just you, it's your money. And as long as you have enough to pay your bills and to support yourself, you can give as much as you want to support a missionary, or to be a missionary, or to somebody who you find on the street who needs help, or give it to a charity, or give it to the church. Number 5 is that you don't have to ask permission. I know several people who have wanted to move either to a bad side of town to minister in that side of town, or they wanted to participate in a particular church activity, and their spouse kind of kicked back on that, and it caused tension within the relationship, and ultimately the idea got dropped. Well, that may be the case in some marriage situations, but if you're single, if you have the desire to move to the rough side of town or to participate in something, your permission is all you need. Number 6 would be, you don't have to worry about danger. Maybe you do want to work on the bad side of town and win souls for Christ over there. Well, it's not exactly the safest over there. Maybe you want to move to the other side of the world where Christians are sometimes killed for doing their work. You don't have to worry that your children are going to grow up fatherless if you don't have any children. You just need to worry about yourself. And if you die, you get to go to heaven, and that's all there is to it. You're going to be happy. Think about Paul. Paul, as a single missionary, allowed himself to step into a lot of dangerous situations without having in the back of his mind, what am I going to do if I die and my wife is still here or my children are still here? Would he have still gone if he had been married? Well, maybe, maybe not. Number 7 is energy. Along with being single usually comes youth. And when you're in the prime of your life, your body's healthy, your mind is healthy, you have all this energy to outpour, and the question is, how are we expending that energy? Sadly, there are many young people, even within the church, who are devoting all of their time and expending all of their energy to things that have no eternal purpose. And you can evaluate your own life and see whether there needs to be any adjustments, but this is what I would encourage you to do. As a young person, single person, energetic person, set an example for those young people who you can relate to. Set an example that you're going to use your energy for soul-winning, God-glorifying activities. The last advantage of being single that I want to mention in this video ties in a little bit with the last one, and that's the ability for you as a single person to relate to other single people. I don't know what it is, but there seems to be a natural divide between people who are married and people who are still single. I saw this when I was growing up. You'd get into your early 20s and some of your friends would get married and your friendships would always kind of dwindle away. Just because you're changing and you're different and you're in different spots in life. So I'd encourage you, while you're still in that single group, do your absolute best to spend the most time with them and to have the best impact on those people as you can while you're still one of them. That's not to say that you can't help them while you're married, but you're in a unique position while you're still single with them. Thanks for watching the video, and remember to subscribe and hit that little bell notification. That way you get notified every time a new video comes up. If this video has helped you, feel free to share it, subscribe to the channel if you haven't. If you have any more advantages of being a single person in the church, comment them down below and I will take a look at those. Like the video if you enjoyed it. See you later.